15 psychological facts that will blow your mind. Humans are mysterious beings. The bodily experiences of people have an impact on their behavior. Understanding the psychology underlying your behavior, how you treat people, and how you express yourself is always fascinating and enjoyable. While there is still much that we don't understand about the mind and behavior, there are some fascinating and unexpected study discoveries regarding the mysteries of the mind. Human psychology investigates the mind and behavior. Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we'll share 15 fascinating psychological facts that explain why things happen to us, why people respond in different ways under similar conditions, and why our emotions and behaviors vary so much. These astounding psychological truths may provide all the answers you need and provide the answers to the riddle you are currently facing. Let's start. Number 1. The Dunning-Kruger Effect. Two social psychologists made an important discovery concerning bright people in 1999. They rarely believe they are intelligent. They frequently rate themselves much below average. On the other hand, people of poor intelligence act the exact opposite way. They vastly overestimate their status almost often. The Dunning-Kruger effect supports the proverb, "Ignorance is bliss." Consider that you are attempting to learn how to draw. You will probably believe you are a pro when you finish your first drawing. You won't believe you're perfect anymore until you start practicing and realize how much you don't know. This explains why those with low intelligence frequently think so highly of themselves. They are unaware of how little they know. Number 2. Remember remembering. What is the first recollection you have? Perhaps you have memories of having fun in the park with your parents or celebrating one of your first birthdays. Can you honestly recall that long back, though? Recent neuroscientists have revealed that your memory functions very differently from what most people believe. Your mind isn't traveling across time when you recall that early recollection. Instead, it is recalling the last time you remembered. In other words, using your memory is similar to using a phone. Something alters a little bit more with each recall. You will eventually lose the ability to distinguish between what occurred and what you added along the way. Number 3. The influence of music. Your perspective of the outside world is genuinely influenced by the music you listen to. We all know that music can affect how you feel. A happy song may make you feel on top of the world, while a sad tune can make you feel like giving up. But that's not all. A 2011 study examined the possibility that music can influence how you perceive your surroundings. While several songs were played, participants were asked to distinguish between happy and sad expressions. People seem to have trouble identifying joyful faces when sad songs are playing and vice versa. They were seeing things that weren't there because of the music. It produced what's known as a perceptual expectation. Your brain anticipates seeing something comparable when it hears something through the ears. This is why listening to music during a workout or after a breakup can assist. By establishing the perceptual expectation, it establishes the mood. Number 4. Foreign language logic. We all make poor choices, but what if I told you that if you think logically while speaking a different language? People use their second language more logically, according to a University of Chicago study. Our capacity for reasoning is separated into two categories: organized and logical, and emotional and subconscious. When speaking in our native tongue, you allow your emotional side to rule. Your prejudices and automatic responses cloud your judgment. When you speak less naturally, your analytical side takes over. You're compelled to consider your words more carefully. The next time you consider taking a new job or making a significant purchase, try framing it in a different language to see whether it's a brilliant idea. Number 5. Singing reduces stress. A fantastic method to combat anxiety and despair is to sing while taking a shower or driving. Imagine you're going to deliver the most effective presentation of your life while driving to work. You're a nervous wreck, of course, so how do you maintain your composure? Sing as loudly as you can when your favorite music is playing. Singing releases endorphins and oxytocin into your brain, which may sound absurd. Both of these help you feel better and reduce stress. They give you a relaxed feeling while lowering your cortisol and heart rate. Furthermore, you do not need to be good. Even if you're the world's worst vocalist, as I am, belting it out might make you feel better and improve your day. Number 6. Rejection is painful. Think about the weekend when you met a new friend, but a few days later, they refuse when you invite them to hang out. How does that make you feel? Your brain may as well have received a blow to the face. That's because our brains process physical and emotional pain similarly. The same chemicals are released, and both types of pain activate the same regions. This explains why social rejection stings much if you ever wondered why. Number 7. Canonical perspective. Have you ever considered how memories of things appear? Researchers in psychology found that humans always recall things from the canonical perspective in the 1980s. This implies that we have a side and slightly upper-looking perspective. Try drawing a cup in your head if you don't believe me. Did you draw one circle from above or from the side, with an angle that barely allowed you to see inside? You unconsciously view most objects from the same angle, with a few exceptions. Number 8. Evolving anxiety. Research from 15 years ago indicated that the typical high school student had anxiety on par with that of the typical psychiatric patient. The prevalence of mental health illnesses like anxiety and mood disorders has increased significantly since the 1950s. In actuality, they are handled typically. I'm sure the results would be staggering if the study were done now. Humanity is becoming more anxious and fearful as it becomes increasingly cut off. More than ever, paying attention to your mental health is critical. Number 9. The negativity gene. What if being negative wasn't a decision? According to a 2013 study, certain people are genetically prone to think negatively. This implies that you have a more robust negative emotional response by default. In that study, scientists examined how individuals with this gene responded to diverse visuals. The negativity gene makes certain people see the danger and anxiety in waterfalls and beaches even if most people find them beautiful. They focus on sad or angry expressions when presented with an image of a busy room. So, if you tend to be pessimistic or cautious, you might have been born that way. Number 10. Healthy sarcasm. Sarcasm can help your brain function better. Even though it might be offensive, sarcasm is one of the most prevalent indications of intellect. Sarcastic people are often quick-witted and inventive. They may be unlikable due to their sarcasm, yet they are excellent at thinking outside the box. Sarcastic remarks need a lot of brain activity from a biological standpoint. You need to be able to quickly grasp tone, meaning, and viewpoint before spinning them into something humorous. This explains why sarcastic individuals excel at comprehending abstract ideas and resolving challenging issues. Number 11. The power of sunlight. Have you ever observed that after spending the day indoors, you feel depressed? But the moment you step outside, your attitude shifts. Not only is sunlight excellent for your bones, but it can also help you avoid mental illnesses like depression. The vitamin D you obtain from the sun stabilizes your mood and causes your brain to secrete feel-good hormones. This explains why there is a higher prevalence of depression in nations with less sunlight. All it takes to practically and symbolically brighten your life is 10 minutes of direct sunlight. Number 12. Dopamine addiction. Why is it so simple to spend hours staring at your phone? A recent study discovered that social networking and texting cause your brain to release dopamine. Although dopamine is frequently linked to pleasure, this isn't the reason you can't put your phone down. Another crucial purpose for dopamine is controlling the desire. It alerts you to your cravings and forces you to satisfy them. You're motivated to continue chatting, clicking, or scrolling by this. Dopamine increases the brain's pleasure messages each time you do this. It's a risky cycle because the longer you allow it to continue, the more difficult it is to stop. Number 13. The oversleeper's paradox. How do you feel after a 10 or 11-hour sleep period? You gave your brain plenty of time to unwind and cleanse, yet still feel exhausted. It almost seems like you slept too little. Oversleeping can equally be as harmful as undersleeping. You will experience weariness and mental confusion because it messes with your biological clock. Imagine that you're trying to perform a flip. If you flip not enough, you fall. But if you flip too much, you also fall. It would help if you struck it precisely. The same holds for sleep. Getting the ideal sleep quantity is the only way to prevent fatigue. Number 14. Reading faster. Have you ever questioned why newspaper columns are so thin? Newspapers used to have lines between 30 and 50 characters because publishers realized long ago that readers preferred shorter lines and were more inclined to continue reading them. Shouldn't we read shorter lines more quickly since we prefer them? Recently, psychologists found the reverse. Short lines slow us down as we read. The ideal line length is 100 characters, even if that is double or triple what most newspapers and periodicals use. Number 15. Mood sickness. Being unhappy can harm your physical health and be difficult for your brain. Unbeknown to us, our bodies and brains are interconnected. Both suffer when one is in pain. As a result, discomfort can cause pain, inflammation, and a weakened immune system. Happiness is a critical element of being healthy, so if you can, try to find ways to enhance it daily. That is all for this video. We hope that you found this video informative. We'll be back soon with another informative video. Don't forget to like and share this video. See you all soon!